This is the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose, where I strategize with business owners on how to grow and scale their businesses to hit their income goals. This is episode 139 of the Influencer Entrepreneurs Academy with Jenny Melrose. Today, we're going to be talking about making sales. Now, I know some people are thinking, well, why do I need to make sales? I am using my influence, or I hate making sales. It makes me feel icky. Well, today I'm going to make you feel less icky about making sales so that you can really start to feel comfortable. And instead of thinking about it as making sales, I want you to start thinking about it as your influence. So we are definitely going to dive deep into this. I'm going to give you a couple little tricks that are going to help you so that you can feel confident and comfortable in making sales. Now, before we dive into that, I want to make sure that if you have not gotten your ticket for Influencer Entrepreneurs Academy, you are going to want to make sure that you do. This year at Influencers Entrepreneurs Academy, which is my conference here in Charlotte, is March 31st through April 2nd of 2020, we are going to have world-class speakers that are going to be attending, that are going to be speaking and not only presenting to you, but then giving you a hands-on activity in which you can put the strategies that they taught you into practice, into your business right then and there. You will have the accountability from the other attendees so that you can make sure that you leave there with all of the strategies taught. Now, there are plenty of conferences that are out there that are going to dive deep into the practices on Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook, and they're going to have specific speakers talking about that. I want to talk to you about your business. I want to talk to you about strategies that have worked for myself and other influencers and other small businesses that have grown their businesses to six figures. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just focusing on social media and figuring out how to create a pin. This is going to be deeper strategies that work on your mindset and how you actually approach your business and controlling the things that you actually own, which for many of you, you've heard me say time and time again, you do not own your social media. You do not own those platforms. They can turn around and change the algorithm, or they can turn around and shut it down. And you are going to be without that entire audience. So the strategies that we're going to be teaching at Influencer Entrepreneurs Academy are strategies that are going to work long-term for you to scale your business. And I hope to see you there. There will actually be a link right in this so that you can hop over and get your ticket if you have not already. Do not wait, because we are capping this and we are getting close to that capped number. So make sure that you are there and have your ticket ready to go. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about making sales. The first thing that I really want to talk about with you when we're talking about making sales is that we use the word sales because you obviously understand there's a transaction taking place. Someone is purchasing something, right? And sometimes the sale that you're making is often the sale of yourself to a brand. So this doesn't only work when you have your own product or service. This is also working if you're working with a brand, if you're doing affiliate marketing. This works for any time that you're trying to influence someone to purchase something, to make a transaction, to jump aboard and want to work with you. So this is going to work across the board. I really want you to focus in on this. Now, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about CAP, C-A-P. Okay, that is this is the acronym that you're going to need to remember for making sales. Many people say to me, Jenny, I have had people say to me in the past, you could sell ice to an Eskimo. And it's not that I could actually sell ice to an Eskimo. It's because you have to have CAP in order to be able to do that. Okay, so what does CAP stand for? C is your confidence. And I'm going to break down each of these, kind of go into depth on it so that you can really understand what we're talking about here with each one. Confidence is the first piece of CAP. And what you need to be able to do when you're thinking of confidence, it's a matter of faking it until you make it. Now, when I say this, a lot of people often think, oh, I need to pretend that I'm this great person on Instagram and I'm really not this. And I'm going to hide behind it. And I'm going to make it just that's who I am. I'm this person on Instagram. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say fake it until you make it, it's that confidence that you can state to someone that you have done this when maybe in the past you haven't necessarily done it to the extent that you're saying that you have. So let me give you an example. For those of you who have done pitching in the past, you know that part of it is your confidence when you're going to work with a brand. And maybe it's your first time going to work with a brand. Well, if that's the case, how can you say to someone that you've done this in the past or you know how to do this? Well, you fake it because when you've created a recipe in the past, you've used ingredients. You've talked about that great mandolin that you've used, maybe as part of affiliate marketing. That is what you're looking to do when you're working with a brand as a sponsor. So you can fake it until you make it. Now, I have some of you that have products that are coming out, right? Maybe you have a brand new course that's coming out and you maybe necessarily haven't had any beta testers that have gone through it so that you don't necessarily have the proof that your design course is going to give them these great results. But here's what you do have. You probably have content from a blog that you've had for the past 2 years where people have said to you, oh my goodness, your tutorial on how to create a pillow was so amazing and it has helped me put together the design of my entire living room. Maybe not to that extent, doesn't entirely make sense with a pillow, but what I'm trying to get across to you is that if you're putting out a product or service, you have that expertise of all the free content, all of the comments that have come through in the past. That is what should give you the confidence to know that you are an expert in this. So you have to fake it until you make it. And the making it part is going to be making those sales and having people purchase your course, your book, your one-on-one services. You have to have the confidence in yourself that you bring value. And that's where fake it until you make it comes from. Now, the other piece of this is you want to truly have mindset where it's about manifesting, okay? Now, I know a lot of you, especially if you're inside my membership site, have heard me talking about manifesting and the fact that some of you may think it's a little woo-woo, but I'm telling you, when you actually believe that it can happen, that it will happen, maybe even that it has happened, that is going to make a total difference. There are so many books out there that can dive into mindset and manifesting, but when you are the type of person who constantly believes that the other shoe is going to drop, you are attracting from the universe that shoe will drop. That is why you might find that you are the type of person that always has something bad constantly happen. Because if you're worrying and putting out thoughts of, oh my goodness, and when's the next bad thing going to happen? It attracts it to you and it happens. So start looking at it as the glass is half full, not half empty. You have to be putting out these positive thoughts about what you can do. If you don't believe that you can have a business that is successful and that provides for your family, you're not going to be able to do because you're attracting that to yourself. You attract all of that. Now, there's lots of different books out there. I recently read The Secret, which is an excellent book. It is very woo-woo. I am not going to try to tell you that it is not. It's by Rhonda Byrne. And I also, finally, for some reason, I could not get through You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I'd picked it up probably 3 other times before and just couldn't get through it. I think I just wasn't in that mindset yet of being able to accept that if you put something out there, it's going to come to you. So I'm not telling you that I was born this way. I'm telling you it has taken some work. It has taken me to retrain my thoughts of this can happen. I can do this. There are aspects of my life where I've always been confident, and there's aspects of my life that I haven't always had the most confidence. And some of you may know that confidence can go up and down. So really working on your mindset and manifesting certain things to happen is going to help you with your confidence. The other piece of this is that in order to have confidence, you absolutely need to know your elevator pitch. You need to be able to tell me what it is you do and who you do it for. If you can't tell me this, then you're not going to have the confidence. I recently worked with one of my mastermind clients one-on-one in one of her coaching calls that she had with me. And she was telling me how she wanted to create these services where she'd be working one-on-one to help people be able to do renovations on their house, where she wanted to be able to just give them different ideas on how they could do certain things, kind of like not necessarily design, but sort of. But her words were, I don't know what to call myself. I don't know what to say. So when I go to talk to people about it, I kind of fumble all over myself. That's a problem. That shows a lack of confidence. So you need to figure out what it is that you do and put it into words that you can spit out. Make it simple and easy. Don't make it a huge long sentence that you're never ever going to be able to remember. Talk to people about it. So some of you have met me maybe one-on-one, and over the years, what I have as an elevator pitch has changed, because when you met me 5 years ago, I only had the Melrose family, where I created quick and easy recipes and projects for busy parents. Now with Jenny Melrose, I'm a content strategist for online businesses where I help them grow their online presence and income. It clearly has shifted. So you need to be able to get clear on it, though, what it is that you do and who you do it for.
Whether you're a seasoned podcaster or just thinking of starting a podcast, you need to listen to Buzzcast from the folks at Buzzsprout. Here we go! Buzzcast covers everything a podcaster should know, from marketing strategies and how to make money from your podcast to the latest and greatest tech and industry insights to keep you on the cutting edge. Follow Buzzcast by clicking the link in the description or go to buzzcast.buzzsprout.com and keep podcasting.
Okay, the next piece of what I want to talk to you about is the A in CAP for authenticity. So before we said fake it until you make it, this does not mean that you act fake. So in other words, where I was talking to you about the whole piece about Instagram, I don't want to see on Instagram how your world is picture perfect, and when you know in reality, it's not. No one else wants to see that either. They want to be able to relate to you. So I'm not telling you to be fake. I'm telling you to exude the confidence that you would need to have when I'm saying fake it until you make it, okay? You always want to stay true to your morals and lead with your heart. So if there is something that you believe in, show that to people. Be open and honest about that. If you struggle with body image and maybe you're a food blogger and it doesn't necessarily feel like it mixes, share that in your stories. Talk about how the food that you create has helped you deal with your body image. Or if you struggle with understanding your role as a mother and as a business owner, then share that with your audience. So I bring up that last piece because for some of you that may not know, I have an app that is coming out, and you are going to be able to download it. And over on that app, I will be sharing exclusive content that is only for app users. And one of the pieces of content that I recently recorded was about a very personal story about advocating for your children and how it can affect your business. And I share that on the app. So we are going to have more information coming out about the app, and you're going to want to make sure that you get there because it is going to have only exclusive content that won't even be heard on the podcast. But I want to make sure that you lead with your heart. Share it with people, put it out there so that they know who you are and they attach to that. They feel like they know you and who you are. It makes it faster for them to be able to trust you in order for them to hand over money or to purchase. So when it comes to this, knowing that they trust you, it will make it easier when it comes to putting out your product or service because they're going to feel that connection with you. Okay. All right. So we've talked about confidence and authenticity as the first two letters of CAP. Now we're going to talk about position. Okay. That is your P in CAP. With position, you need to know what makes you uniquely you. What is it about you that makes you different? Is it the personal side of things where you're sharing that authentic side of you, sharing your heart about maybe a past experience or how you've grown into who you've become as far as the content that you share? Some people create a business based on their own personal experience and what has happened to them. And you need to be able to share that with your audience. But knowing what makes you uniquely you is going to be a huge piece of this, because when people start to connect with you as that person, that's when it makes it that much easier to be able to make a sale. You also want to be able to leverage your personality, your life experiences, and your heart. By sharing those, you connect with people. Whether you are sharing about that you have 8 children and you are a homeschooling mom, or if you are a Michelin-trained chef that no longer is cooking at restaurants because you wanted to start a family and support your husband while he went back to school. Whatever it is, you need to share that so people can connect with you. Because right there, when you say Michelin-trained chef, people go, ooh, whoa, that's a little bit intimidating. But then if you share the second piece of how you left a restaurant as a Michelin-trained chef because you wanted to be home to create your family and be able to be there to have a family, raise your children, that's when people are going to start to connect with you. And the intimidating piece of your experience, now they obviously see that at a whole nother level because yes, you have this Michelin experience where that you're going to show them exactly how to cook like a chef. But you also have this softer side where you're a mom and you are raising your family and you're trying to figure out the best way to do it. And they're going to want to support you because of that. So share those stories, let them in and let them understand why it is you do what you do. All right. Something else that I need you to really understand when it comes to your positioning and leveraging is that your following means nothing. I really want you to let that sink in. Your following means nothing. In the beginning of this episode, I talked about Influencer Entrepreneurs Academy, and I talked about how social media isn't something we are going to be focusing on. It is not, we will not have speakers specifically talking just about social media because it is not something that you own. It is something that can go away. And if you are only having a following and only worrying about the number that is there, that is attached to that following, so in other words, you're concerned with the fact that you don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram, that's a problem. Because it's not about the following, it's about the engagement. It's about knowing what your audience needs from you. When a lot of us started putting together a product or service or a blog or content, we started often because it was a passion, because it was something that we wanted to put out there, maybe not necessarily having a business plan or knowing where this could possibly take us. Maybe it started off as a hobby. But now, if you are listening to this podcast and you are looking to make this into a business for yourself, you have to have a plan with this. You have to be able to understand that your engagement shows you what your audience wants from you, what they need from you. And if you are only worrying about that following number and not engaging with them at all, you are going to plateau. You're not going to have the opportunity to continue to grow content that is going to bring in your audience or put out a product that is going to be able to make you money. I have one particular client that I can think of right now that is absolutely amazing when it comes to engaging with her audience. And I've spoken about her on the podcast before. Erica from Mom Break. Now, Erica is not concerned about her page views. She is not concerned about the number of page views that she is getting and what they are coming for because she is engaging with her audience on Instagram and she is engaging with them and finding out what they need and then getting them on her list so that she owns those people, their email addresses, to be able to get into their inbox and offer them the products and services that they have told her that they want and need. That's what you need to be doing. So if you are someone who doesn't really know their audience, you need to make sure that you go back through the content. There's a ton of content on this podcast about engaging. I talk a ton about how to use your Instagram stories. Right now, Instagram stories are a great way to be able to engage with your audience. Is it the only way? No, because let's be honest, Instagram stories didn't even exist, 2-3 years ago at this point? So we don't know what the future holds as far as social media. But right now, at this time of the recording, Instagram stories are a great way to engage with your audience and really start to understand what it is that they need from you. So you want to make sure that you are doing that. Okay. One of the things that I really need you to understand is that no matter what you are looking to do, how you are looking to monetize, whether you are monetizing from a product, a service, from working with brands or on sponsored content or affiliate marketing, or even you're just looking for ad money, okay? You need to have people engaging with your content that are going to continuously come back. It can't be a one and done. You need to have them really hooked into what it is that you do and growing your list so that if you are looking to monetize by selling a product or service, you obviously need people that trust you, right? Or if you are looking to work with a brand, that brand isn't concerned about the number of followers that you have on Instagram anymore. They want to know, what is your engagement? What is your reach? What are they talking to you about? Are you authentically connecting with the audience that you're telling me or telling that brand that you have? And if you want to be able to have an affiliate product, do affiliate sales, it's the same thing. Is your audience, they want to know, are you authentic in what you are promoting? And they have to trust you if you are going to do that. There is Miranda in Charlotte has an Instagram account and she does this beautifully. She did an affiliate post on her blog, as well as did an affiliate products on Instagram about talking about bathing suits. And then she did one for summer dresses and she tried on all of them and was so honest and open and just didn't care and talked about body image. She's just one of the most authentic people that I think I know out on Instagram right now, and actually know in personal. She is, last year was the MC for Influencer Entrepreneurs Academy and it is hysterical. But that's what you want. You need to have that connection with your audience in order to do that. And even if you're looking to monetize via ads coming to your blog, you don't want someone just to come once and never come back. You want them to get on your email list. And then when you send an email, come back over. And then they go through your content and want to say, ooh, maybe I'll make this for dinner instead of what you sent me to earlier. You have to build trust. You need them to feel like they know you. You want them to know you. You want them to be able to come up to you at the supermarket and say to you, oh my goodness, are you so-and-so? I just love this recipe that I made of yours. Those are the kind of conversations that you want to have and to create that sort of relationship with your audience. So I want you to remember CAP when you are going to make a sale, when you are looking to monetize, whatever it is that you're looking to do, just straight. If you're looking to monetize, I want you to remember CAP: confidence, authenticity, and position. And when you put those three together, the sky is the limit with being able to monetize what it is that you're doing. You guys, I hope this was helpful. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to listening in. I'd love to see where you are listening. So put a story up on Instagram stories. Just take a screenshot, tag me at Jenny_Melrose. And I want to know what you found the most helpful. Which part of CAP hadn't you thought of yet? Okay, put it up on Instagram stories and I will be sure to send you a personal message. I also appreciate you guys so much when you leave a review on iTunes, because when you leave a review, it helps others to be able to find me. Now, I know they don't always make it simple, but if you could leave me a review, I will send you a personal message. Just put your Instagram account in as the name or right within the review is fine as well. All right, guys, until next time, I will talk to you all then.